Fuck you talking about, bitch? We back with another episode. And that's just for these bitch ass niggas that keep popping in my comments talking about what the fuck I said as far as 50 Cent go, bitch. I said what the fuck I said. T.I. ain't on that nigga level. It is what it is. Any fucking way. We finna get into a rapper that felt like keeping it real. And when keeping it real, you know what happens. It goes wrong. Fuck is you talking about? And my nigga's name is Steady B. This is an old school rapper from like the 80s. Niggas know nothing about. So we finna see what the fuck even led it to any of this shit in the first fucking place. Because I believe he's doing life.
It's called Counting Endless Bank. Counting Endless Bank.
Warren McGlone, aka Steady B, born September 17, 1969. Before the prison sentence, before the headlines, and before his name became tied to one of hip-hop's most senseless crimes, Steady B was building real momentum. He wasn't desperate, forgotten, or on the outside looking in. He was active, visible, and already part of rap's early foundation. But one reckless decision erased everything. Not industry politics, not betrayal, just pure stupidity. This is the story of how ambition, ego, and impatience turned a rising rapper into a permanent example in the face of what not to do when broke, you get caught, or interrogated by the police. What happened? Let's talk about it. It's your boy JC Stunner with music. Let's get it, man. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. Steady B was a Philadelphia rapper who emerged during hip-hop's late 1980s expansion, a time when regional scenes were beginning to earn national attention. As a member of the Hilltop Hustlers, he became one of the early voices representing Philly's gritty street perspective, operating in the same era that artists like Schoolie D helped put the city on the map. While he never reached mainstream superstardom, he was active, visible, and very much part of hip-hop's growing ecosystem.
That nigga looks like Nori. I mean, this nigga looks identical to fucking Noriega. The nigga from Drink Champs, if you know what the fuck Drink Champs is, because you might not know him as a fucking rapper. But that's my nigga too. But that nigga looks exactly like that nigga, just small as fuck.
He released multiple projects and gained industry access at a time when simply getting national distribution was a major accomplishment. Steady B wasn't an outsider trying to break in. He was already inside the system, recording, touring, and building a reputation during a competitive but opportunity-rich period for rap artists. His name carried enough weight to be recognized by his local scene. As the early 90s approached, the industry began to shift rapidly. Money increased, expectations rose, and the pressure to maintain relevance grew. For artists who weren't seeing immediate leaps forward, that pressure often created impatience and poor decision-making. Steady B found himself moving in directions that had nothing to do with music or long-term growth. That shift would prove fatal to his career. What had once been momentum slowly turned into self-sabotage. The foundation was there, but instead of building on it, he stepped away from the path entirely, setting the stage for a collapse that had nothing to do with talent, trends, or timing. Stunt number 1, the dumbest decision of his life. On January 9th, 1996, Steady B made the single worst decision of his life, one that instantly erased his career, his freedom, and any future he might have had in music. Not to mention, took someone else's life and changed the course of her kids' lives as well. Alongside fellow Philadelphia rapper Cool C and another accomplice, he attempted to rob a bank in North Philadelphia. It wasn't an act of survival or desperation. It was a reckless gamble made by men who already had opportunities most people never touch. The robbery unraveled almost immediately. When Philadelphia police officer Larethra Vard responded to the scene, she was shot and killed during the encounter. What followed exposed just how poorly thought out the entire plan was. The group left behind critical evidence, including firearms, one of those weapons traced directly back to Steady B, instantly.
Nigga, you left a motherfucking gun on the scene, you fucking dumbass. RIP to that female officer. That's I guess that's what the fuck they get for being young and dumb. Because this is a young dumbass decision. For one, if you're not a criminal, don't be out here trying to be no fucking criminal. Because a lot of these niggas that be criminals get caught, and that's how they become criminals, because they be dumbass niggas like this one. You have, like this nigga just said, you got the opportunity of a lifetime that 90% of these niggas in this world ain't even gonna see. A lot of niggas want, a lot of niggas dream of, and you about to waste that shit just because you off for a second. Like, my nigga, even though it's back in the day, I know it was harder probably to earn your spot back. But you could have earned your spot back, nigga. You could have hustled to do that, nigga. You have an opportunity. You got a voice and a platform at this point.
Linking him to the crime scene and placing him at the center of the investigation. As investigators closed in, the situation collapsed even further. Steady B himself broke down during questioning and made statements that implicated himself. His wife later testified against him, removing any remaining doubt about his involvement. What could have been a complicated legal case quickly became airtight. There was no mystery, no misidentification, and no plausible escape from responsibility. This wasn't a case of being caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. It was the result of ego, impatience, and a belief that consequences were for other people. Steady B wasn't disabled, forgotten, or cut off from opportunity. He was an active rapper with industry access, momentum, and a future still being written. Instead of building on that foundation, he chose a shortcut that led straight to destruction. In a matter of days, everything disappeared. His career stopped mid-sentence. His name became synonymous not with music, but with tragedy. While hip-hop continued evolving without him, Steady B's story froze permanently, defined not by talent, but by a single, irreversible decision. Stunt number 2, Life Without a Finish Line. After the verdict came in, life got real for 3 guys that had it all, or at least a shot to make things happen. While Kool C was given death row, Steady B was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for him.
God damn. They put that nigga on death row, nigga. God damn. This nigga on life without parole. God damn. But they killed a female officer, so you know they was gonna throw the book on these niggas and it was gonna weigh a fucking mountain.
His role in the murder of the Philadelphia police officer. From that moment on, the life he once knew effectively ended. There would be no release date, no comeback, and no second chapter waiting years down the line. Unlike many fallen artists whose careers fade slowly, Steady B's disappearance from music was immediate and absolute. One day he was a working rapper with real industry footing. The next he was an inmate with a number as his identification, removed from the culture he once helped contribute to with a roommate he had to sleep with one eye open next to. While hip-hop continued to evolve, moving into new eras, new sounds, and new stars, his place in it remained frozen in time. There was no mythology built around his downfall, no narrative that painted him as misunderstood or wrong by the system. The facts were clear, the evidence overwhelming, and the consequences unavoidable. His case became a warning rather than a legend, a reminder that some lines once crossed erase any chance of redemption. Inside prison, life became defined by routine and void of any real creativity. The ambition, recognition, and momentum he once had been replaced by years measured in counts, restrictions, and confinement. His name stopped meaning rapper and became synonymous with one irreversible decision that could never be undone. What makes this story especially sad is how close he once was to stability. He wasn't chasing a rap career, trying to make nothing out of something, or clawing his way out of poverty. He already had motion, opportunity, and access, things many artists spend a lifetime trying to acquire. In the end, Steady B and Kool C didn't lose their career to industry politics or shifting trends. They lost it to the worst version of themselves, and that reality had to have followed Steady B every day since. Stunt number 3, time erasing his memory. At some point, the story stops being sad and starts being almost embarrassing. Not funny embarrassing, but the quiet kind where people shake their head and say, man, they really threw it all away, and in the worst way possible. Left 2 guns at the scene, guns that could be traced directly back to you, caught at your own home, your wife snitched on you along with you snitching on yourself, which led to everyone going down. You can't make this up. As time keeps moving, Steady B and Kool C aren't being remembered as rappers who made a tragic mistake. They're barely being remembered at all, or remembered for the worst plot in history. Either way, hip-hop doesn't wait for anybody. It moves fast.
I'ma let that shit ride. Well, I'ma say this. They got to be the 2 dumbest motherfuckers I know, bro, or have seen or reacted to, bro. For one. 2, first of all, he wasn't even built like that. If he's sitting in an interrogation room and he talking so much to the point where he done put himself in the situation and implicated himself to the damn crime scene. Then another thing is, your wife snitched on you like your bitch snitched on you, nigga. That means you definitely shouldn't have had your ass up there. So you know you shouldn't have had your ass. You had no business being there, nigga. Cause she knew goddamn well you ain't need to be doing that dumb ass shit if she felt like she had to snitch on your ass. Cause if you was that type of person, she would have held you down due to the simple fact that this is a recurrent thing with you. But like, nah, this is something that came out the blue, nigga. And you know it came out the blue, nigga, cause you did some rookie ass shit, which thank God you did, because they might have not found your punk ass. But it's sad that you took a woman out, and it's sad that you took a woman of law enforcement out. And this is one of the reasons why people be talking that shit about police and stuff like that. In some cases, like, you gotta think about the shit that police go through. And this be shit like this that be happening to police. Like, you seen how them officers was all crying. And I'm quite sure she had an impact on their life, bro. In that picture where you see all them niggas around her casket. So I really say, like, RIP to her. But this whole situation was just dumb as fuck. He could have just kept pushing and pursuing for his music career, bro.
Replaces names quickly and doesn't hold on to people who removed themselves from the game. While their peers aged into legends, veterans, or at least footnotes in rap history, these two faded into a footnote of a footnote, not because the culture turned on them, but because they walked themselves out of it. Let's be real, this wasn't some complicated situation or tragic misunderstanding. It was dumb, reckless, and thoughtless. Two grown men with real motion decided to play street fantasy and paid the highest price imaginable. No mastermind plan, no bigger picture, just arrogance mixed with stupidity, and the outcome was exactly what you would expect. The craziest part is how time treated them since. No myth, no mystique, no what-if conversations. New generations don't even know their names, and
yeah, I'm gonna let this shit ride. But yeah, no, people don't really know who the fuck he is. And I really only know like one song by Steady B, and that's called Glamorous Life. He one of them 80s rappers like Run DMC, KRS-One and stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying, that was his time frame to be popping, I guess. But I know he fell off around the 90s. But the thing is, like, you still got a name, you still got something you can use your name for, and you can actually get money off of that by being who the fuck you are. But this is what happened when niggas be all fantasized in the wrong shit, and they be thinking they doing something like that could actually be fucked up in the end, because you thinking you making a major move for yourself, and in reality, you're not doing nothing but digging your own grave. Niggas in jail for life, nigga. Homie got the death penalty. Like, nigga, what more do you want, bro? Like, was it really worth it, my nigga? Or do it ever really be worth it, bro? Y'all let me know, man. Like, subscribe, and all that other shit. I say this the dumbest rapper of all time, easily. Him and his homie. Both of these niggas is dumb as fuck. They make Philly look bad. They make niggas look bad. This was the stupidest shit I seen. Peace.
This ain't slurping. I'm sick of being your curtains. These hoes be